The Lucas Cubs take the field tonight looking for 2 straight wins with Warrensville Heights here on the road. Tigers still looking for their first W of the season in live and free action that you can only find on the OH Report. Coming your way next.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Man, I wish I was out there.
Let's unretire.
Why not?
Randy Moss.
Dan Marino? You alright?
Hey, Grandpa!
Grandpa?
I still got it. 22. Delay game, number 13.
Let's see.
Hey. I need that senior discount.
That's the game. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Carothers Pest Control pregame show here at fabulous Bob Field. I'm Brian Skowronski. Andy Jardy is joining me tonight, our second straight week here in the Lucas Valley, and a very interesting game, I think, Andy. On paper, we got D7 Lucas coming off their first win of the season, a perennial powerhouse in the area, taking on Warrensville Heights, who's from the city up where you live in Cleveland. D4, no wins. Something's got to give here tonight. On paper, that I think is very intriguing, though.
Yeah, I almost just hitched a ride down here with Warrensville Heights. It's about 15 minutes from where I live to get down here. This is a game, 2 teams. I don't think the records reflect the teams that they are. Warrensville Heights coming in 0-3, but those 3 losses are to teams that haven't lost yet. They had a close game with Westlake last week, coming up just short. A 50-yard field goal was made by Westlake to give them the lead.
Crazy.
And then a pick in the red zone late sealed it. But this team still trying to find who they are as a program, and I don't think that 0-3 record reflects, though, the talent they've got.
Yeah, no question. Playing some great competition up there by the lake. So what are they made of? We're going to find out here tonight. But we do know that their running back, Jamarion Banks, this dude, he can ball, dude, as a junior. They put the ball in his hands a lot. He had 87 yards a week ago, averages almost $120 on the ground, and scores the bulk majority of the touchdowns for this team.
Yes, he does. He is all over with the 358 yards rushing on the season as well. And he had a nice game last week against Westlake, coming in just under 100. Look for him to make some plays tonight.
And on the other side for the Lucas Cubs, as we mentioned, a beatdown last week to get on the board in terms of the wins. They took out a pretty quality Smithville team. Before that, 2 razor-thin losses to Hillsdale and Clear Fork, both on the road. So some home cooking, Andy. They play a lot better here at home where they can pop off the fireworks after scores.
Yeah, they finally got that taste of victory last week. We'll see if they're hungry for more here tonight, try to get back to 500. And a very interesting start to their season. They could be 3-0. Instead, they're 1-2. Chance to get to 2-2 here tonight in front of another packed Cubs faithful crowd here tonight.
And here's our keys to victory tonight. For Lucas, you feel like they just got to limit some big plays, and how they can do that, Andy, it's got to be strong in that secondary, my friend. I think that we're kind of two of the same here.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page here. Just limiting the big plays, though, is something Lucas needs to do tonight. They've given up quite a few. Even last week against Smithville, they only gave up the 1 touchdown, but it did come on a 55-yard pass on 3rd and 25, 4th and 25, whatever that ended up being. So, yeah, if they can limit those big plays, they'll have a good chance to win this thing tonight.
Going to get an infraction penalty here on the opening kickoff. Went a little bit quick, so Warrensville Heights going to have to do it all over again here.
Not how you want to start.
Cubs got 2 men back deep to receive. Zach Deal on one side, on the other, Tim Daly. It's going to be a short kick taken by the up man. So the Cubs will start with fabulous field position as the Tigers come in for a gang tackle. And Culler gets him out near about the 40, so it'll be 1st and 10. First chance to see a Lucas offense that threw 0 passes last week, and he didn't even attempt one.
Yeah, we didn't have to update Grayson Jackson's numbers coming into this game tonight because there were no pass attempts last week, and they didn't need it. They ran all over Smithville, well over 350 yards rushing. This was a dominant effort by the offense last week. Looked like they definitely took out some frustrations, found themselves in the win column after a tough first 2 weeks.
First down, they'll try the right side. And the Cubs front line really moving that pile. As it looked like pretty much the offensive line kind of burrowed that way forward for about a gain of 8.
Yeah, Hawkinsmith on the carry there. Almost picked up the first down, but a nice 8-yard run. Hawkinsmith just had 1 carry last week for 2 yards. He's already quadrupled that, Brian.
Second and short now for the Cubs. And again, they'll just plow forward right side. And that's going to be enough to move the chain, so it'll be a Lucas Cubs first down. Just 2 plays to do it. Gets a pretty beefy front here of Warrensville Heights. A lot of size we saw in the pregame.
And that's kind of what we expect. You know, you're playing a couple divisions up. The size is probably going to favor Warrensville Heights, but that doesn't mean, you know, it equates to a win. Still got to go out and execute.
Cubs have been able to do that on their first couple of plays. Now here's a toss. Logan Tom's right side, big hole. He's got the first down and more. Forced out of bounds after a 14-yard gainer. Toms, who was our MVP a week ago, off to a nice start here. Good looking
he wants
run.
to come back up and join us here as you take a look at the Frito Lay replay. Logan Toms, nice toss to him. Gets to the outside, and there's that speed we saw a lot of last week against Smithville.
Tom's a leading rusher on this team from a season ago and off to a great start again here in 2023.
Ball's out.
Ball was loose. Cubs were able to fall on it and turn it into a short gain. There's Logan Toms who's able to pick it up. But you see there Jackson turned and looked like he kind of got ran into by Raiden Caudill, the pulling tackle. Still go down as a gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
See who they called us on. It's going to go against Warrensville Heights.
See the motion there by Logan Toms. Of course, you're allowed to do that. And the cornerback there, Terrion Powell, jumped into the neutral zone early. So a bit of a break here for the Cubs. Pick up 5 cheap yards and just need 4 now to get the chain game back on the move.
Bit of a high snap or a toss there. Still enough, though, for a first down. Third one of the drive.
So the first carry for Dill tonight ends up keeping this drive moving forward for the Cubs now at the 24.5-yard line.
Deal last week, 6 carries, 40 yards, 2 touchdowns in that rout of Smithville. Logan just won't go down.
Logan Tom's on the carry.
Yeah, Logan's just a different style of beast out there. He's a tough athlete to try to take down in the open field, and especially when he gets ahead of steam like this.
Stop for Warrensville Heights.
Just kept the cleats moving, pushing the pile.
Just shy of a cup first down.
Boy, thought he had the first down, but looks like it's going to be 2nd and inches.
I mean, the ball looks like it's lined up as a first down.
I just, yeah.
9.95 yards? Put that down, Andy.
I will. I'd already marked a first down.
So this actually is 2nd down and very, very short. And now Toms will get the chain game back on the move. And a red zone trip here for Lucas to start things off.
Yeah, this is looking identical to their game against Smithville last week. They had no issues winning that battle up front, grinding it out on the ground. And again, they haven't attempted a pass, and they haven't needed to.
This time the toss, the deal. He gets hit almost immediately. Diving into the backfield was Andre Spinks. Had a pretty nice read on it.
Andre Spinks on the stop for Warrensville Heights. Second down Cubs right around the Warrensville Heights 6-yard line.
They will need all 6 yards, Brian, because they cannot get a first down. They are inside the 10. I think they actually started this right at the 10, so 2nd and goal.
And Dill nowhere to run. 3 Tigers there to meet him right about at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, there was good pursuit there by Jamari and Banks, getting in there, disrupting it. Caldwell as well. Just trying to get to the outside. Banks gets there first, slows him down.
Third down goal for the Cubs.
So the first 3rd down of this drive here for Lucas. They've been able to get all of the action necessary done in the first couple of plays. And they'll push it straight ahead. Look at the pile go. Touchdown, Lucas. As that's Hawkinsmith who gets in there.
He started the drive with an 8-yard run, and he finishes it with an 8-yard touchdown run. Daniel Hawkinsmith gets the Cubbies on the board first. An impressive drive to start the game.
Another look at the celebration there for the big fella. Bookending this drive. A couple of nice runs. PAT is up, and it is pure from Aiden Color. So 7-0. Lucas takes the lead here on their opening drive.
24 seconds to go.
Are you ready for the comeback?
So the Lucas Cubs march their way down the field on their opening drive. They lead 7-0 over D4 Warrensville Heights here at Bob Wine Field. So the party started early here, Andy. It's only 7:09. Lucas already got some points and digging into their bag of leftovers from 4th of July.
And now trying a little trickery here, but that's going to go out of bounds. Interesting decision, Brian.
Yeah, especially with a kicker as talented as Color, who typically can put it out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, so far out of the back of the end zone. You moved your truck. You were worried when we got here.
The dude's got leg. I mean, I've seen him kick 45-yard field goals before, so being in harm's way back there, and I see that the medical personnel, that they have their vehicles back there, but those are kind of like armored up, right?
Yeah.
Like they're protected.
They would be.
The Tundra, I mean, when I get those monthly payments that come through, I just want to make sure that it's a worthwhile investment that doesn't have a football ding attached to it.
Yeah. I'm curious as to what they're discussing here, Brian. This seemed pretty obvious, right? Kick one out of bounds?
There's always more than meets the eye, Andy, on all these calls. But how great would it be to have these referees mic'd up in the huddle?
It would be nice. Oh, man. Now we're hitting them with the Jeopardy theme.
Because we make our jokes, oh, they're making dinner plans and blah, blah, blah. Man, maybe sometimes maybe they just caught a big Pokemon on the game over here. Or
absolutely.
Listen to a new song and just like, man, did you hear that Metallica that just dropped? Oh, yeah. Should be 1st and 15.
So it's offsides on Warrensville Heights. That's the call. Interesting. So that's 2 penalties on kickoffs now from the Tigers.
Yeah. Let me recycle this. Let me dial up a replay here. I'm not normally prepared on a penalty to have something like that ready.
Deal to kick, sorry.
Yeah, right after this play, I'll show you guys that last one.
Oh, boy.
But Lucas, the ball was
still out.
Up for grabs,
and they got it.
Have it. Lucas able to dive on top of the football. And it's Hawkinsmith making the big play yet again.
Nobody from the Tigers wanted to get it.
Well, now I'm embarrassed that we're showing this previous kick, but this was the penalty. Okay, so that's right.
Yeah.
You look at the Tigers, and Dayshear Caldwell clearly a few yards offside, so a big break for Lucas to get a kick it again because they're back in possession, baby. Just heard a fan in front of me just say, that's awesome. And I mean, if you're a Cubs fan, it doesn't get much better than that. You get bailed out by a penalty that you just don't see very often, and then just like that, back in business.
I'm just surprised, too, that they weren't ready for it the second time.
So first down handoff, straight ahead. Might be Hawkinsmith again. I mean, this dude's getting in on all the action tonight.
Yeah, he is. He's been the workhorse tonight, excuse me.
Well, it could be both.
It could be.
I mean, you're just hiring him for all the jobs, though.
Absolutely.
Need a big block? Call Hawkinsmith. How about a big run? Call Hawkinsmith. Need a touchdown or a special teams play? Who do you call?
Hawkinsmith.
I think so. Number 30 is a pretty good dial right now. Only 2 yards there, though, on first down. So a little bit of work to do here for Lucas.
Well, one way for your Lucas tonight, I talked about how they had to limit the big plays. Just don't ever let them touch the ball.
Oh, but how about this touch? Clayton goes 24 yards to pay dirt, chewing up some ground. Logan Toms.
They are just so dangerous in that backfield, Brian. You never know who's going to touch it. Hawkinsmith had been picking up the yards. Logan Toms, though, says, hey, don't forget about me. Remember that hat trick last week? Let's try and get to that again tonight. So tricky back there.
It is, but that blocking right there, you see that nobody for the Tigers expecting it coming out that backside, and then the end just totally taken out of the equation as Toms scampers in for an easy score. And Color sticks that one as well. So 14-0 Lucas. Off to a great start here at home. 2-touchdown lead.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. That's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
That young man, Daniel Hawkinsmith, getting back possession for Lucas after their previous kickoff. And then Logan Toms, 24-yard dance into the zone. 14-0 Cubs, Warrensville Heights. You have to run an offensive snap. And we'll finally get a look at what their offense looks like coming up now, as we're just about at the midway point here of quarter number 1.
The offense hasn't been an issue for the Tigers so far this season. They're averaging 28 points a game, but the defense has been where the real struggle is, giving up 41 points per game.
Gonna have to really pump up the scoreboard if you were gonna overcome 41 points per game.
Yeah, that's not a winning formula.
And so far on track to allow the Cubs to at least do that here tonight. But can the Lucas defense stop this all-powerful Warrensville Heights O? They'll come out in the gun, bring a man in motion. It's Tim Rencher. And they'll run it left side. Pick up just a couple on the play.
Kai Jones on the carry for Warrensville Heights.
It's Jones, get used to hearing that gentleman have his number called a lot.
Was that Jones or was that Rencher?
On the play. It's going to bring up second down 7 from the Warrensville Heights 43-yard line.
I think you had it right, Brian.
Yeah, it was actually Tim Rencher. So it'll go down as a gain of 3. Cubs come out, 3 down linemen. 3 linebackers stacked, and they'll turn and they'll fire it out. It's Rencher again getting involved, and he's able to get a nice burst. Took a big pop there at the end from Grayson Jackson, but not until after a first down. Good-looking play design that time, and Tim making some things happen.
Knocked down by Grayson Jackson.
Yeah, just a simple out route to Rencher. He gets it, let him go, gets the first down. Moves into Lucas territory.
43-yard line.
Nice pickup of 14. Made it look easy.
Rencher lined up in the slot again here. Trips to the right. Lone back is Jamarion Banks. A lot of eye candy pre-snap here. It's going to be Banks left side. He catches a couple of blocks. And then there's the rugby scrum right about the 34-yard line. And they're going to mark him dead just shy of first down yardage, maybe about a half yard. So call it again a 9 here. But look at this fight at the end of the play. I mean, that's pretty much everybody. That's all 22 hats getting involved.
That is a Lucas game in a nutshell right
Yes.
there. It's always just one giant scrum.
Second down from the Cub 34-yard
So the playbook wide open here on 2nd and short. Jones taking his time. Play clock now down to 7 as he takes the snap. Clean pocket. Fires over the middle, and he's complete. This is Andre Spinks looking for the corner. He's got the pylon into the end zone. 35-yard touchdown. The Tigers strike back.
Well, like we said, Brian, the offense was never the issue for Warrensville Heights. It was the defensive side of things. What a response on what is their first offensive series. Plenty of time to throw the ball. And he gets it to his receiver, and he lets him do the rest. Spinks, 35 yards.
Had Logan Toms back on his heels there. And then just a little bit too much speed to the corner. And it looks like these Tigers going to go for 2 here, Andy. Try to cut it down to just a 6-point deficit.
I saw them attempting some kicks pregame, and the kicking game looked a little shaky, so this isn't too much of a surprise.
Three receivers all here to the near side. Banks alone back. And it's going to be a design quarterback run.
Oh.
But a big lick applied on Jones as he is not going to get there.
But there is a flag.
So a penalty on the play, but man, it almost looked like his own offensive lineman. There's probably going to be a hold there, Andy, would be my presumption on Andre Williams. Kind of forced that whole action, but it is 14-6 Tigers with a big touchdown answer to pull within a score.
Are you ready for the comeback?
after the Tigers with a nice touchdown drive. Lucas and Zach Deal on the return gets him back out to the 35-yard line. So solid field position for Lucas. Here in their second straight game at home. I'm Brian. Andy Jardy is along with me here tonight. And I do see that we got kicked off of the YouTube stream. At the end of the first quarter, I will try to reconnect that for you folks out there. But we've got some internet problems here tonight, Andy. But for the Lucas Valley, streaming off of my cell phone, this is impressive stuff.
Almost impressive as the Lucas offense has been so far these last 2 weeks now. That, I tell you what, that kickoff recovery was huge because it doesn't look like Warrensville Heights is going to. Oh, that's a takeaway. Oh my!
Yeah, what a job ripping it out there by Jamarion Banks.
Wow!
And that could be a game-changing play right there. Because I think you were about to say that both these offenses may not be stopped.
Changes everything I was about to say because all I was going to finish that sentence with it is if Lucas just plays Lucas football, Warrensville Heights isn't going to catch him because of the 2-possession lead. Now that changes everything. That's a huge turnover.
And that's an NFL type of play right there. Holding up the offensive ball carrier, Banks able to get in there, rip it out. And this dude, he's been awesome. He's been their leading tackler, their leading rusher, scored all the touchdowns basically on the season. So Jamarion Banks in his junior season really been a standout for the Tigers.
And, you know, this might just be a case of Warrensville Heights too with the slow start, you know, the early turnover and whatnot. They didn't get on the field before pregame until like 6:10, which we had never seen before. We were starting to wonder if the game was delayed. It's a bit of a hike down here. It might just have taken them a little bit of time to wake up here because they look ready to go now.
Off the option play, quarterback's going to keep. And Donnell Jones Jr. met by a couple from the second level of the Cubs secondary. But you see a lot of attention. I like the pre-snap eye candy that they bring. Rensher, of course, he's been involved quite a few times. They'll showcase Spinks, Banks too.
Second down, Warrensville Heights.
So much like Lucas and all the ball carriers they have, you really got to play some disciplined football out here if you're the Cubs' defensive secondary and on the offense, or excuse me, the defensive front too. Jones on second down. Looked like he wanted a quick throw. Now resets. Fires. Nice grab. Going way upstairs for the catch. It's Reed making his first grab of the night. Kajon Reed. And it'll be the first third down that the Tigers have had to face so far on offense.
Nice pitch and catch. Didn't look like it really went for anything, but it was still fun to watch.
For the Cubs, that brings up third down.
And they just got back to the line of scrimmage.
16-yard line.
.240 and moving here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, Lucas had a 14-0 lead before Warrensville Heights even touched the football on offense. And now the Tigers, a quick snap, took everybody off guard, and they're just going to have to fall on top of it. A miscue there on third down. But from this portion of the field and really no kicking game, got to imagine the offense going to stay out there, Andy. What other option you got?
Yeah, I think this is just going to go. You got to go for it. That's a tough play right there, though.
So it was third down and 9, and they've lost about 5 yards. And the Tigers going to take a timeout here, Andy. Probably the right move.
Yeah, to figure out what they want to do here on this fourth down. Regroup after that near disaster with the fumble on third down. We weren't quite sure what to expect in this game tonight, Brian, because you got Warrensville Heights, who's struggled to find a way to win the last couple of years. And you look at the numbers, they've got some playmakers on offense. It's just the defensive side of things that have really been the struggle for them. Lucas comes out and goes up 14-0, and you're like, oh boy, did Warrensville Heights even come to play tonight? Are we going to see this thing just be a blowout like last week against Smithville? Quite the response from the Tigers here, and it is fourth down, right, Brian? The chain gang is showing third down. Okay, there we go. It's now fourth down.
So they need to get inside of the 10-yard line.
And now they're showing third down again. So
See,
there seems to be some confusion.
Now, from the spot of the ball, Andy, okay, so I am a little confused. I don't think that last snap, I think they're saying that they issued a timeout before.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it will be 3rd down and 7
Because
instead of the loss.
they didn't move the ball either. You're right. I don't think that other snap happened.
So here's Jones now with an extra play, and it's going to be thrown in behind the intended target, Andre Spinks. So definitely 4th down now. And so for the Tigers, another opportunity at this thing.
But they did not do a good job explaining what we think is the case, Brian, because there's a lot of confusion in the stands right now. It is now 4th down.
Yeah, I don't think we have a microphone on the referee tonight to have the opportunity to explain to the people. As Jones steps back, he's going to take off a run to the right side. Pressured and pushed out of bounds near the sticks. Depend on the spot. It looks like he's got enough to move the chains.
Jones on the
Big run by Donnell Jones. He averages 65 yards per game, taking off out of that quarterback position.
And fortunate for Warrensville Heights, too, because Coach Bronson Green was running out trying to get another timeout called. The officials didn't see him, and it's a good thing because that play goes for a 1st down.
So they didn't see him on that second one. Did see him on the previous one. Good luck for Warrensville Heights right now. First play from the red zone now for the Tigers. They'll run it straight ahead. This is Banks looking to push to the outside. Man, what acceleration. But Grayson Jackson comes out to make a big tackle.
I thought he had 6 on this, Brian, but then he made another cut to the outside. Right here, if he just keeps going, he kind of let up there. I don't know. It's a good play by Lucas.
Nice job of stretching him out there as Jackson, the senior, making a nice tackle.
They're going to have to snap this one quick here. Play clock down to 2. I don't know if they're aware of it. They're trying to get another timeout called.
And the flag's going to come in first. Yeah, it looked like the sideline was looking for a timeout, but they were trying to signal for it pretty late.
Wasn't even a delay of game penalty. They called a false start.
So the Tigers going to re-huddle over on the far side with their coaching staff.
Did they get a timeout called now?
They have gifted Warrensville Heights a timeout there.
So they threw the flag and signaled false start, and now they're gathering up. I think they got a timeout called again.
But yeah, with no microphone on the referee it's a challenge even for the coaching staffs on both sides, but
yeah,
the call is going to be a TO. So a very interesting drive here.
Near the bus garage that need to be moved immediately. Gray GMC pickup truck HAQ 869.
So the Tigers with 2 timeouts called here in the last few plays. One that they tried to call and didn't get issued, but they got breaks on each of the ones where they did see him.
Yeah, this has been a bizarre last couple of plays down here in this series for the Tigers.
Jones has Banks to his right hip. And Banks going to be the lead blocker. Here comes Jones sprinting to the outside, lunging towards the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Donnell Jones takes it in for the Warrensville Heights touchdown.
So Warrensville Heights pulls within 14-12. And another look here. Nice block by Banks. And then Jones not afraid to put his head down and go through a couple of different Cubs defenders. Trucking right through Toms as well as Tim Daly for the score.
This is like a video game, Brian. This has been... They shoot the fireworks off here, and there's been a lot on the field, too, because this is just a back-and-forth shootout.
I think interesting's a great way to put this drive in one word. This will be huge for the Tigers. And they'll just hand it to Banks.
He's in.
So we are all square. After it seems like
Banks takes it in on the 2-point conversion.
that Logan Tom's fumble was like eons ago.
Yeah.
But that's what set up this drive. So Lucas with back-to-back scores before the Tigers offense was ever on the field. And then the Tigers score, I believe it was just the one play right for Lucas. Tom's fumbling. And then Warrensville Heights coming down, answering here with a big touchdown.
Yeah, and it was a nice run by Toms, too. He had the first down. They were out around midfield. And just like that, the 2-possession lead is gone. And the Tigers' reinforcements have arrived, too. The marching band is here.
Must have had trouble finding the place. So we'll go back and we'll watch that big defensive play. Banks just ripping it out of the hands of Toms, who's just such a strong dude. Logan on his career doesn't have very many fumbles. Just set the stage.
Jameer Davis getting set to kick off for Warrensville Heights. Tim Daly and Zach Deal deep for the Cubs.
Senior Jameer Davis has it teed up, looking to kick it away. Daly and Dill back deep for the Cubs. It's headed towards Zach Dill. Stutter step and into the mix. Solid field position here for Lucas. They'll have a home and kitchen supply first down at the 35.
We'll see how the Cubs respond now. They came out through the first punch, went up 14-0. Warrensville Heights has responded as well as you can and tied this thing up. Now how do the Cubs come out here? They had success both drives, just running the football.
I think certainly a frustrated Lucas fan base here on the home bleachers. Just a little bit of confusion.
There was a ton of confusion in terms of when timeouts were called, what the penalties were. They thought they stopped him on 4th down, but it was only 3rd down, and then the 4th down gets converted. So, yeah, a lot of confusion and a lot of momentum on that Tigers sideline right now.
And they stop Lucas for no gain there on 1st down, and I assume with 10 seconds left, the Cubs content to let the quarter run out.
Loss of the yard on that last play brings up 2nd down 11 for the Cubs.
And they will indeed. So 1 quarter in the books here at Bob Wine Field. We are all square between the Cubs and Warrensville Heights.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Second quarter action is just about set to begin here at Bob Wine Field, and now we are into play as Logan Toms greeted by a whole pack of Tigers, driving him deep into the backfield. Dejair Caldwell there, the last to finish off the stop.
Just nowhere to go. Pack of Tigers waiting for him.
So 3rd and long here. 14 yards needed for the Cubs to keep this drive alive. Grayson Jackson hasn't thrown a pass in 5 quarters. Won't here. Inside give, and wow, look at this. Logan Tom's going to pick up the first down on a run. Who needs to go to the sky when you can do what these guys do?
Keep it on the ground the Lucas way. And there you go again. Just the multiple handoffs in the backfield, that wing T offense. So tough to defend. Did they give them the first down? Or is he short?
Well, I thought from our vantage point that he was. Well, let's go ahead and take one more look here at the replay, Andy, while they're trying to settle the score.
He's got 14 yards.
He's
it's
got to
whether
get to
or
the
not
35, and it looks like he beyond
45. Yeah, he's got to get to the 45.
So we're going to get a measurement. Right in front of the Lucas bench.
And they're short.
Wow.
Wow. So it's going to be 4th and a foot.
So at their own 45, the Cubs presumably are going to keep their offense out on the field.
They're still measuring? What is this?
Well, I think they're just resetting.
Okay. This is a huge play right now, Brian, because Lucas needs to keep this drive alive. There's a lot of momentum on the opposition sideline right now.
This might be Dan Hawkinsmith time. He's having his number called a lot early on in the contest. And they
Fumble.
will. Oh, Jackson tried to give it to him.
I think he did, actually.
He did. He just ripped it right out of there.
You were right about Hawkinsmith. Jackson looked down like he fumbled that ball. I don't know if it was maybe bobbled.
I think he was just unsure
Yeah.
if Dan got a good grasp on it.
But that is a sorely needed first down for the Cubs.
Yeah, they needed a foot. They only got about a foot and a half.
Yeah. This has just been a weird game, Brian. That's the only way I can describe it right now. A lot of movement. No flag, though.
Toss near side, Toms. Finds a little bit of a crease. Shoots forward for a pickup of 4.
Gets it up near midfield. Andre Williams on the stop for Warrensville Heights. Second and 6 for the Cubs.
Tom's now with 62 yards on the ground in that touchdown. That went for 24 yards.
Here's Logan again near side. A lot of space. Lowers his shoulder. Gets knocked out of bounds by Caldwell. And he's right at the sticks. Not sure if they're going to have to measure this one or not.
Yeah, they're right where they need to be. And they're going to give it to him.
So this time Logan and the Cubs offense get the benefit of the doubt. And I mean everybody in the box here, Andy. So big play potential everywhere on both sides. Tigers look like they're loading up to bring the house. But the front line for Lucas just pushing that pile. As Hawkinsmith adds about 8 more yards to his resume.
That's pretty much been his night. It's been 8 yards, 8 yards, 2 yards, 8 yards. They'll go with 6 on this one.
Down 4 for the Cubs. The Warrensville Heights 39-yard line.
It's so important, too, for Lucas to take as much time as possible on these drives because Warrensville Heights has been able to move quickly and score quickly.
Here's Logan with a stutter step. Wrapped up and brought down by Jamarion Banks.
This is where it gets so tough to stop Lucas because if Lucas is going to, well, they're going to get the first down here, but if you get them at 3rd and short, you know it's going to be 4-down territory. They're going to just keep running the ball down your throat. You've got to win at 1st and 2nd down if you're Warrensville Heights.
This time it's Zach Dale who gets the toss. Hit by 2, 3, 4 Tigers in the backfield.
He definitely felt that last one. That was a hard hit. Watch that last hit come in. Ooh.
Yeah, just pummeled by Tyrion Powell in the back. Kind of set up there, though, by Banks bursting in from that near side after he saw the motion of Zach Deal. Stop for basically no gain.
3 carries, 9 yards for Deal so far tonight.
Inside give from Toms to Deal. And Powell able to put another lick on him, but more yardage this time for Zach.
Yeah, that's about the 3rd or 4th time the Cubs have ran this exact play. That double handoff in the backfield, and it's gone for a decent chunk of change every single time.
Lucas offense approaching the red zone yet again. Facing a 3rd down 2 situation. Toms and Dill, the 2 wings. Hawkinsmith, the fullback. He's the lead blocker here. And a whole caravan out in front. Kiss them goodbye. Touchdown, Cubs. Cue up the firework display.
Logan Toms once again. He is sneaky fast, Brian. You know, you think of these Cubs as the big bruisers, and they just kind of grind you down. But when Lucas gets out in open space, I mean, there's no one near him. A huge response for the Cubs to retake the lead in this one.
Toms back in the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. 5 in his last 6 quarters.
And after the offensive outburst we had in the first quarter, Brian, that's the first points here in the 2nd quarter.
Logan Toms now with 7 touchdowns on the season as Lucas regains the lead. 21-14 midway here through quarter number 2.
7 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the first half here from Bob Wine Field.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Second touchdown of the night for Logan Toms. Pushes Lucas back in front. As Makai Jones got a fingertip on that thing and it rolled out of bounds. So it's going to be a rough field position for the Tigers.
Special teams has been a struggle tonight for the Tigers. They got duped on an onside kick. The second attempt wasn't even really an onside kick as much as it was just a squib, and nobody fielded it. They were offsides on a kickoff as well, so special teams really hurting the Tigers so far. And how about Logan Toms, Brian? He had 153 yards last week. What was he going to do for an encore performance this week? He's already at 98 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Logan, one of the leading rushers in the area. Almost at 400 now on the season. And he's become the featured back here for the Cubs. 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line. Jones back to pass, looking left all the way. They'll set up a quick screen. Defended pretty well there by Jackson and company.
Pass is complete to Jamarian Banks. Grayson Jackson on the stop for the Cubs.
So a pitch and catch.
2nd down, Warrensville Heights from their own.
Tim Renter there with the grab and run.
Short gain, though, only 3 yards.
Jones with Banks on his left hip. They'll bring a man in motion to Renter. And he's got the give again. Tim Renter, not this time. Caught the edge earlier in the game. Brought down on a short gain this time. Great pursuit by the secondary of the Cubs.
Took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say the exact same thing. Great pursuit and a nice job getting in there. Little gang tackling, bringing him down. Aiden Culler in on the tackle. It's a loss of 1.
Yeah, ring those purge sirens, Andy. It's 3rd down when there haven't been a ton of these for the Tigers offense so far here tonight. You're starting to hear the cowbells ring a little bit louder here in the Lucas bleachers.
Play clock down to 1.
And they'll just get it off. Jones looking left. Chase out of the pocket to the right. And he's going to be brought down well short, so the Cubs defense does their job as they'll bring up a 4th down.
Jones on the keeper.
Good coverage downfield. Jones just tries to pick it up with his feet, but the Cubs waiting for him as well. Huge stop for that Cubs defense. They've been gashed the last couple drives.
And our first look at a punt unit tonight.
Yeah.
5.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. So both offenses really have done a nice job of moving the football.
Special teams have been the bugaboo so far tonight. Look out.
And I think, did Lucas get a little piece of that?
I think they did.
Definitely going to have them set up with prime field position in enemy territory right about at the Tiger 30. Second look on our TMS Plus digital replay. High snap, Dill off the edge. And then catches a piece of that Jameer Davis kick.
Nobody touched Deal. Nobody blocked him. He got in there.
So it sets up a home and kitchen supply. 1st down here for the Cubs. Great field position.
Great field position and a great opportunity to get back out to that 2-possession lead that they jumped out to. 5:05 to go until halftime. Tigers will get the ball to start the second half.
Brought Tim Daly into the mix here.
Yeah, and that toss to him was a little bit high, and that kind of disrupted his momentum going forward as you take a look at the replay here.
Right on the catch, basically. Had bodies in front of him. Daly stopped for no gain on the play. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's some healthy-looking bodies up front there for Warrensville Heights. Tristan Pace, Nathan Allison.
Logan Toms on the carry.
Pace listed at 325, Jardy.
Yeah, there's some size. As you would expect, playing a team a couple divisions up from you. And Logan Toms just has that ability, Brian. Every time he touches the ball now, you can hear it in the crowd. They're like anticipating big things. There's like, oh, what's coming? What's coming? And it looked like he had a lane when he cut back there. Good job by the Tigers to bottle him up, though.
They hold Toms to just 3. As Daly comes back set, they'll toss it to him. Inside give, and here's Logan Toms again. And I was holding my breath.
I know you were. It looked like it was going to go again because that's the play that they've ran multiple times tonight, and the Tigers haven't been able to stop it. But they're going to be short of the first down. I would expect them to go for it here, though. 4th and 1.
So enter Dan Hawkinsmith.
Absolutely.
Comes from just inside the Tiger 20-yard line.
Have Aiden Color on one side.
Either give it to him or just let Grayson keep this and fall forward.
Jackson instead tosses the Toms.
What do we know? I don't think he got it.
Beautiful tackle downstairs. Jamarion Banks. And he's running off the field like they made the stop, Andy. We'll take another look. Probably right.
That's a great tackle. And a huge stand, too, from this defense. Because it sure looked like Lucas was going to be able to push this thing back up to a 2-score lead.
So with 3:12 to play, Jones and the Tiger offense back in control of the football.
And now a huge chance if they go downfield and score, they get the ball to start the second half.
Banks, who just made the big stop, he's the lone back. So they bring Rencher into the slot. Jones checking the sideline for a potential play change as the play clock winding down to 5.
And they have just one timeout left.
Felt like they burned about 10 on one drive. Here's Jones going through the air. Deep throw as Jackson mistimed it. Color able to make the play, but it's a first down.
It is a first down. That's a great tackle, too, because that might still be going. A lot of open space. Spinks had the 35-yard reception for a touchdown earlier.
That's good enough for a first down. 1st and 10 Tigers from their own 38-yard line.
I think we got a little bit of puke coming out of Malcolm Wiggins here on the left tackle side. And it might just be that long walk up the hill here to get to Bob Line. Exhausted before you even get into the field of play as Jones takes off. And showcasing that dual threat ability that time.
I think you mean hills to get up to the field, Brian, plural.
Indeed there are, and that was a nice run there. And enough for another first down, so the Tigers offense starting to put together nice string of plays out near midfield.
They've got plenty of time to work with here. 2:37, one timeout.
And he's got 4 wide this time. From the gun, looking left, fires that way. Oh! It's going to be intercepted. Grayson Jackson read it all the way, and he's going to scoot in for the touchdown. 55-yard house call. Lucas with a huge defensive play.
It's what doomed them last week against Westlake, and it's what dooms them here in the first half. An interception, this one going the other way. A pick 6 from the QB and the cornerback, Grayson Jackson.
Skirt, skirt.
He gone.
Biggest play of the night. Little QB on QB harm there as Jackson read it all the way.
Aiden Color again on to attempt the point after for the Cubs.
And I think we're actually just waiting on the referee here. It's not any type of personnel. Aiden Color, a perfect 3 for 3 tonight on his PAT attempts. And on the season, he's just missed 1.
I thought for sure that was a typo. When I looked that up, I was like, wait, he missed?
And he boots this one through as well. 2:28 to go here before the break. Grayson Jackson with the big play. Might break things open.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Huge defensive play for the Lucas Cubs as Grayson Jackson turns a little D into Zamo, cashing in for 6 plus the 8 in color PAT, and all of a sudden, Lucas has Warrensville Heights doubled up. I'm Brian Skowronski, Andy Jardy with me. Been a fun, sometimes unusual game so far here in this first half, but if you're a Lucas fan, you gotta like a lot of what you've seen. They got stopped on that 4th down. Logan Toms got stripped, but other than that, the offense has been great. The defense now starting to step up, make some plays.
Yeah, and the big difference here, 2 turnovers in this first half by the Tigers have led to 14 points. Find ourselves with a 14-point deficit. Just something you can't afford to do on the road is turn the ball over. And that pick 6, like you said, quarterback on quarterback crime.
Costly. So it looks like we've got a new quarterback into the mix now, Andy. We were actually just talking. Jeremiah Graham had been the starter the previous few weeks. And then Donnell Jones surprised us all by coming out and getting the nod here tonight.
Yeah, I'll actually, tonight when we have the highlight, I'll confirm, but I thought Jeremiah Graham started the game, but I don't think he did actually. But who do we have in now? It is Graham now.
Zips one far side. Quick connection. And a first down here for Warrensville Heights as they start off this drive quite nicely.
Last pass is complete for Warrensville Heights. First down in color on the stop.
Graham, a 5'8" senior.
First down Tigers from their own 34.
Scott Banks next to him. Clock flowing down to 2 minutes as he takes the snap. Steps up, fires over the middle, and again, another completion. This time to Kawan Reed. Big stick, but another first down.
Pass is complete to Kawan Reed.
He got tackled awkwardly at the end of that play, too. But another first down. Ugh.
Up near midfield, that's good.
I was not made for this sport, Brian.
I think even football players watch tackles like that and cringe and kind of bite on your fingernails. Just hope nobody gets hurt. From midfield, snaps a little bit high. Graham able to collect it. Dishes it out to the sideline, almost an acrobatic catch.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play. Potential to be a disaster, and then sometimes you see the player get sped up a little bit and force a throw there because he's already panicking on the fumble, but he put it where only his receiver could get it, couldn't come down with it, goes out of bounds harmlessly though.
Clock stops after the incomplete pass. $1:39 to go from midfield. Tigers with a bunch formation. 3 receivers right in front of us. And they'll zip it out a little bit too far in front. Dropped there by Reed. Paid the price.
Yeah, he did.
Took a lick there from a Legacy Gross.
Yeah, this throw just a little bit too far out in front.
Legacy Gross on coverage for the Cubs. It's going to bring up third down from midfield.
Third down. Cubs defense trying to make this 4-down territory for the Tigers. Graham fires far sideline. Another nice pitching catch right at the chains.
I think he's going to be just short.
Spinks, who scored a touchdown earlier in the contest, brought that one in.
He didn't get a chance to extend to get that first down. He's going to be about a yard or a foot short. Oh, it's just incomplete altogether.
So a crucial play on the way here for the Warrensville Heights offense. Graham, no pressure, fires, tall, and it's caught for a first down. After a bit of a wrestling match, Reed able to move the sticks.
Pass is complete to Kewan Reed.
Big, strong hands able to squeeze that. And then just got caught up with Tim Daly going back and forth.
How about the sportsmanship, too, from Buck Arnold here? Fixing his jersey. You don't really ever see that, the opposing player fix the jersey.
First down, Warrensville Heights. And the Cub 38.
Now from the Lucas 38. Graham. Pressured now, fires over the middle, got a wide open receiver. Toms comes up to make the lick, but that's Jones with the catch. Showing off some versatility.
He's been all over, playing quarterback. He's ran the ball. Now he's catching the ball. I tell you what, some of these receivers, Brian, have been wide open downfield tonight.
Cubs playing a lot of soft zone, allowing everything to formulate in front of them. Do the same again here. Graham steps up. That one's going to fall incomplete as he climbed the pocket. Had some options.
He did, and I thought when he stepped up in the pocket here, he was going to have someone open downfield. Threw it into a lot of traffic. But, again, his receiver had a chance to come down with it. Ooh, there's that first fall breeze, Brian.
And when you're playing in the treehouse,
yeah,
you feel every little gust. Football weather has made its way into north central Ohio.
The officials are getting together now. Not sure what this is about. I think they're resetting putting some time on the clock maybe. I think they are going for 57 seconds. Clock showing 52 and a half. I noticed when we were looking at that replay of the incompletion that it looked like the clock was still running. I thought maybe we missed a play or something while in replay, but not the case.
Cubs just rushed 3. Quick throw out to the far side for Reed. And he's going to be forced out of bounds. William Weitzel forcing him out short of first down yardage. Tigers still need a couple.
Reed leading the way with the Tigers in terms of receptions. He's got 4 on the night. Spinks right behind him at 2.
Couple of Cubs jumped into the neutral zone, able to get back.
Play clock down to 3. And that it did not get it off in time. Those are just killer penalties, Brian.
Especially on a 3rd down and 1 that now becomes 6. But for this Tigers offense, very few of their plays have gone for less than that. I mean, when they're getting these completions, typically coming in chunks.
They've actually picked up more first downs than Lucas in this game, which is wild because they're down by 14. A lot of them coming here on this drive. And, of course, Lucas with the pick 6 to push this thing back to 14.
Third down, Warrensville Heights just outside their own 20.
Key play for Graham and company as Banks exits the backfield, throws to that far sideline. Another pitch and catch. Flag comes in late.
Penalty flags down.
You would think this would be holding with where the flag was thrown.
And the referee having a conversation right now with one of the offensive linemen of Warrensville Heights.
And that is the call.
So momentum killers here for the Tigers as they were sniffing just on the outskirts of the red zone. Now back-to-back penalties, and they're going to be behind the sticks.
Yeah, 5 penalties already on the Tigers tonight, going for 30 yards. Nothing egregious. They've just been, a couple delay of games, couple offsides. That's the longest penalty they've had on a hold there. But boy, this was once 3rd and 1, and it has become 3rd and 18.
Graham rolls right, looking downfield, steps back, fires deep, and picked off. Aiden Culler able to rip it out of the sky, and the Cubs come up with their second takeaway of the night.
It never looked like Graham knew what he wanted to do here. A lot of dancing around. You'd think he might just chuck it, and he does, and he throws it right to a Lucas Cub. 3rd turnover here in this first half. And those are just the kind of plays, Brian, you can kind of understand now why this team is 0-3. They had a 3rd and 1. Then you get a delay of game penalty, 3rd and 6. Then you have a holding penalty. It's 3rd and 18. And then you throw a pass, an ill-advised pass for an interception. 3rd turnover of the first half. And that's how you lose ball games.
Cubs pushing it straight ahead with Hawkinsmith. No running lanes that time.
No, none.
Dan Hawkinsmith on the carry.
But I think Lucas and their fan base probably going to be very happy after that stop just to go into the break up by a couple of scores. And I believe that is going to be the case. Don't forget to stick around, though, for our Carothers Pest Control halftime. That'll include performances by each marching band. Plus, we'll break down some stats analysis and get you ready for the second half of tonight's ball game. It's live and free and exclusively on the OH Report, taking you into the weekend with some Friday Night Football.
Are you ready for the comeback?
3, 2, 1, let's go!
Man, I wish I was out there.
Let's unretire.
Why not?
Randy Moss.
Dan Marino? You alright?
Hey, Grandpa!
Grandpa?
I still got it.
22. 22.
Delay game, number 13.
Let's see.
Hey. I need that senior discount.
That's the game. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to this song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Now entering the field under the direction of Miss Audrey Smith, please give a warm welcome to the 2023 Lucas Cubs Marching Band. Tonight, the band will be presenting you selections from the year Without a Season, 2020. To start tonight's performance, we feature a song that reached the top 10 in 21 countries. Here is Dua Lipa's Break My Heart. Became the #1 song on Billboard's Greatest Songs of All Time Hot 100 after its release. Please enjoy Blinding Lights by The Weeknd.
wish I was out there.
Let's unretire.
Why not?
Randy Moss.
Dan Marino? You alright?
Hey, Grandpa!
Grandpa?
I still got it.
22. 22.
Delay a game, number 13.
Let's see.
Hey. I need that senior discount.
That's the case. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to this song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. Tonight's high school football broadcast brought to you folks live and free thanks to our incredible sponsors. How about Ohio Valley Manufacturing, heavy gauge stamping, and precision blanking services right here in Richland County, and they are hiring now, folks. Lacey Construction, experience you can trust, done right and on time. Carothers Pest Control, got a pest? Call the best. 419-314-3214. TMS Plus Digital Marketing. All the digital marketing you could possibly need for your local business. Holler at my people over there. Mr. Zorzo will get you all lined out. Frito Lay, driven and inspired by one purpose, food that matters for life's moments. North Central State College, providing individuals with the knowledge, skills, and inspiration to succeed in their chosen paths. One of my alma maters. Shout out NC State. And last but not least, Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. And we now welcome you inside of the Carothers Pest Control halftime show here at Bob Wine Field, where it is 28-14. Lucas on top right now of visiting Warrensville Heights. And the Tigers, at times, were looking pretty solid. The Cubs, though, Andy, in that vaunted ground game, just doing Lucas-like things.
Yeah, that's really what they did. Just did Lucas-like things, as you said, and once again, Grayson Jackson's arm will be well rested to pitch again tomorrow if need be, because he has not attempted a pass for this is at least 6 quarters in a row now. But they haven't needed it. This is Lucas football. They're going to grind you out on the ground, wear you out, wear you down, and that's exactly what they did in the first half.
Take a look at the first half stats, of course, presented by our friends at Carothers Pest Control. And the first down's pretty even. The passing yards are very slanted in one direction. But when you don't even attempt a pass, Andy, it makes it tough. But Lucas, able to have some explosive plays in the running attack. They had a big third down play that they converted where they needed, I think, like 15 yards or something. So when they've had to go to the drawing board, if you will, the well, looking for a big running game, they've been able to find it.
Yeah, they have. And the turnovers were the biggest difference in that first half because Lucas goes up 7-0 right away. Then they attempted an onside kick, but it was offsides, so they got to re-kick it. And then they recovered the second attempt, which was more of a squib. No one for Warrensville Heights really wanted to get the ball, and Lucas was able to come down with it, go up 14-0. Tigers responded, though, on a 35-yard touchdown pass to make it 14-6, and then it looked like Lucas was going to run over them again, but a huge turnover by the Cubs, stripped away from Logan Toms. Then that allowed Warrensville Heights to tie the game up right before the end of the first quarter, and then it was Toms making it 21-14 in the second quarter. And how about the pick six from Jackson?
I think the biggest play of the night so far.
I would agree with you on that. Before that, I would say it was maybe the onside kick recovery, because that, like we said, Warrensville Heights, the offense is not an issue for them.
They got some dudes.
They've got some dudes. They've got some wide open receivers too that they found the last couple drives. That's just been the turnovers and the penalties that have really, really hurt them.
It'll be Tigers football to start off the third quarter here. Do want to dive into our comment section and see what you guys are up to on the Facebook and the YouTube chats. Zachariah Fraley cheering on the Cubs, giving some shout-outs, some personal shout-outs. One of my old friends and business associates, Mr. Fraley. Hope to see you in person here soon. A lot of people letting us know about the choppy feed. We are aware. We do apologize. We are streaming off of a cell phone tonight in Lucas, so I'm actually impressed that we're doing as well as we are. I can, if it doesn't look real good here in the second half, I'll post this in perfect streaming HD for you guys tomorrow. That I can promise. Let's see. CC says thank you so much for getting the YouTube back up. You're welcome, CC.
We'll have all the highlights of this one tonight as well, coming up for you around 11:30. It'll be interesting to see how this second half unfolds, Brian, because I would argue we are in contention for highlight of the night. It's been a great game. Lot of highlights.
We've had some good stuff. Look at Scott Spittler. He's saying, cut out the music, man. We're trying to focus down here on the sideline. And Zane Finley, another comment. Keep giving Hawkinsmith the rock. And how about some Scooby Snacks?
Zoinks!
All right, from the spark plug. Denise Finley. Poor dude's going to have to tackle Dan the Man all night. Go Cubs. A lot of people in the comment section just basically cheering on the Cubs, as well as Morgan Spittler saying number 77, beast mode.
So was it Hawkinsmith that fumbled that ball earlier, Brian? Or Daly, excuse me. Was it Daly? We'd have to go back and look. We'll have it on the highlights.
Yeah, I thought it might have been Tom's. But we'll find out on the highlights
the chat has thrown the official challenge.
Yeah, make sure that you tune in to the Friday Night Pigskin now better than ever tonight. We're going to have highlights and analysis, coach interviews from all over North Central Ohio and beyond.
Going through some of the individual player stats here for you, Brian. First half for Lucas. Grayson Jackson didn't attempt a run either tonight, which is surprising. But Logan Toms, 13 carries, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zach Deal, 4 carries, 17 yards. Daniel Hawkinsmith, 7 carries, 25 yards, and a touchdown. And then over on the Tigers side of things, a little bit of confusion, admittedly, on my part on the quarterback situation. Jeremiah Graham did not start the game. He did replace Darnell Jones, though, late there in the second half. But Graham was 5 of 10, 51 yards and a pick. Darnell Jones, 5 of 7, 72 yards, touchdown, and an interception. Jones, the leading rusher, 5 carries, 29 yards, and a touchdown. Andre Spinks, 2 catches, 55 yards, and a touchdown. Kawan Reed, 4 catches for 40 yards.
Have you ever seen this many flags on kickoffs in your entire life? I mean, I think we've had 3.
This is at least the third, yeah, and I have not. And it's rare, too. We had an offsides on the receiving team, which you don't see very often.
And it was legit. I mean, watch it on the replay, and I'm sure if we rewound this back that the officials are on top of things.
And we'll see, too. Lucas, last week against Smithville, penalties were the biggest issue for them in the second half. They had 6 penalties, and not a good way to start the second half here with 1.
So Lucas, who thought that they had kicked it out of the back of the end zone, will have to reline it up. That's Aiden Culler, the senior, putting the tee down into the grass. So I want to say what's up to everybody still watching out there live and free on the Facebook and our YouTube channel 1. Drop us comments throughout the night. Love making you guys a part of the game. Who's watching from Warrensville Heights or in and around that area? Didn't see any comments for you guys out there. So if you're a Tigers fan, be loud and proud in the chat section. Don't let all these Cubs bully you. Short kick near side, and you're going to go down to the ground with the catch, but decent field position here for the Tigers as they will have it at about the 33-yard line on that catch there from Mekhi Jones.
See who is in at quarterback here to start the second half. We saw Jeremiah Graham the last couple series. Also, I have to give a shout-out to the marching bands, obviously both. We've seen Lucas a couple times this year. They're great as always. Warrensville Heights, that was a show.
They brought the juice, man.
That was incredible. For the size, the sound that they were able to produce was just amazing.
Yeah, they had, like you said, it was a full show. They had the dance team was performing like some beasts. Everyone did their thing. Looks like they're going to come out here with Jones getting the start in the second half. And he'll turn and hand off here on first down. And Mekhi Jones sprinting out towards the sideline. Flag flies in.
Mekhi Jones, the ball carrier. Penalty flags now.
See, the flag came in pretty quickly. And a lot of jersey being tugged by Jamarian Banks on the outside. It looks like it's going to be a hold on him on the perimeter.
It's amazing. We've had these penalties called, and then it seems like it takes them a while to officially agree on what the call was.
Ball is holding on the Tigers.
Tigers hurt themselves late in that second quarter with a couple of key penalties where they were trying to cut it down to a one-score game just before the break. And they'll start the second half here doing a little bit more of the same. As they're behind the sticks now, 1st and 20. 2 wide receivers, full backfield, 3 running backs. So a different look than we saw in the first half.
They'll get almost all of that penalty yardage back here.
Logan Toms making the stick over on the far sideline. I think that was Mekhi Jones with the carry.
Mekhi Jones on the carry that last play.
That's his first touch of the night.
They'll break the huddle. They'll send Kawan Reed here to the near side. Locked up one-on-one with Daly. Keep an eye on this matchup. Jackson, the linebacker, off the edge, showing blitz, and a flag comes in again. So this is the second, I believe, that's going to go against the Tigers.
Yeah, there was some movement in the backfield.
Legal procedure on the Tigers.
You can see them all getting together.
Look like Elsindor Pittman, number 7, senior slot. Flags for that one.
Like, what are you doing?
So 2 penalties, just 1 snap so far for this Warrensville Heights offense. Slow moving pace to start off this third quarter.
It's almost like they're still stuck in halftime right now.
Back to pass, this time is Jones. has to step up and leave the pocket, and he's going to get slung down rudely on the play. Hawkinsmith coming in to make the stop. Had plenty of protection early. Nobody available downfield. So credit the secondary of the Cubs for allowing that to kind of come to fruition, as it's now 3rd down 20. But we've seen this Tigers offense, that they've been able to produce big plays when they've needed them.
They have, and they haven't found themselves in too many of these 3rd and 20s. They had a 3rd and 18 right before the half that resulted in an interception. See if they're smarter with the football this time around.
Pivotal play on both sides. 4 wide, 2 to each side. Pressure comes up the middle. Jones trying to escape. Lucas coming up with the sack. Getting in on the play, Buck Arnold.
Buck Arnold, just a bulldozer through the line, gets in the backfield, disrupts the play, gets the sack, and it's 3 and out for Warrensville Heights here, and a drive that just refused to move forward. Everything backwards. Penalties, the sacks.
Warrensville Heights in punt formation, deep for the Cubs, Logan Toms.
Logan Toms waiting back at the Cubs 40. He's not even going to get a chance at it. High snap. And the Cubs make a big stop there as Jameer Davis just had to roll out. Picked up a couple.
Special teams, Brian, it has been a struggle for the Tigers. Their other punt attempt partially blocked by Zach Deal in the first half. Now this one a high snap, can't even get the punt off, and the Cubs with great field position here to start this second half. They're already in the red zone at the 19.
Lucas, last time they took over in enemy territory, came away empty-handed. See what the Cubs do with it this time. Looks like they're going to come out in the Wildcat, or at least have Toms take the direct snap. He will. Was able to escape the first would-be tackler. Scored through for decent gain on the play after it looked like Banks might have him drop for a loss.
Yeah, that play had no business going for positive yardage, but that's Logan Toms for you. Refusing to go down, fights for every yard, picks up 7.
Going to get a personnel change here for the Tigers. After an awesome run by Logan Toms. And they're going back into the same formation here, Andy. Grayson Jackson going to be the lead blocker again, the quarterback, as Toms falls forward right about at the sticks. And
that's the 3rd time tonight where he's just been right there. He's going to be short.
Just barely, maybe a half a yard. And how many programs do you see the quarterback be an efficient lead blocker other than Lucas?
0. I can't think of any, at least in this area.
This time Jackson goes under center. He's going to pitch. Toms. Burst to the outside. He's got enough for a home and kitchen supply. First down. So the Cubs break inside of the 10-yard line. They'll have 1st and goal coming up as Logan's ripped down right around the 5.
You really can't stop Logan Toms. You can hope to slow him down, but he's just going to get his numbers.
Let's see if we can get into the end zone again. He will, diving in for his 3rd tutty of the night. 6 in the last 2 weeks right here at home. Cue the firework display.
These Cubs fans are going to run out of hats, Brian. Another hat trick for Logan Toms. 3 touchdowns tonight, 3 last week. Unbelievable performance from Logan.
Tom's having a phenomenal senior season. As the firework display getting its use now. Another good PAT for Aiden Culler, and the Lucas Cubs now taking a commanding 3-score lead off the third touchdown from Mr. Toms.
Are you ready for the comeback?
The Lucas offense remains hot here at Bobwine Field, even though fall weather starting to kick in a little bit chilly here tonight in the Lucas Valley. And it's always a treat to come to a game out here in the tree house. We're just talking about it, full of surprises. There's bugs and creatures all over the place. No place I'd rather be. Special teams again. My hot the Tigers.
I think the ball went out of bounds.
It did indeed. Lucas had 2-3 shots at that thing. Looked like Daly had the best opportunity to come up with another possession here. Yeah, but it was touched, so I'm not sure what the flag would be for.
I think he waved it off. I don't think he meant to throw the flag. I think that was where the ball went out of bounds. I think. I don't know what the flag would be either.
It was certainly touched by a Tiger, which would make it a live ball. Show it to you one more time.
Because it just, yeah, Lucas would have had it. It would have been their ball. Always watching the coach reaction. You could see him. He's like, no, we just missed it. But yeah, I don't know what the flag would be.
Yeah, I think they have waved it off, Mr. Jardy. So the Tigers offense, now they're in need of getting some points. When you're down 2 scores in the second half against Lucas, you still got a fighting chance with this 3-score differential. Offense needs to start picking up because the Cubs, they'll just wear on you. They'll grind on you with that running attack.
Well, you're not going to have many possessions against this Lucas offense because of how efficiently they run the football. They can take just minutes off of a drive, off of a clock. So the Tigers got to find a way to score here quickly.
Throw it incomplete here with Jones's attempt. Just a quick hitter to the outside, and Jamarion Banks, who really has been heavily involved heading into tonight. 120 rushing yards per game, had 7 touchdowns. They haven't put him in the backfield and lined him up as a runner often.
He's had 2 carries for 10 yards tonight.
Wow.
And looking at the numbers of the Tigers coming in tonight, there are a lot of playmakers that have put up some impressive numbers that have just been held in check tonight.
Second down and 10 for Donnell Jones.
I don't think they got the snap off in time. That's at least the 3rd delay of game, maybe the 4th.
Self-inflicted wounds here for Warrensville Heights since the second part of that second quarter, and it's just rolled over here into the 3rd.
Yeah, they had 5 penalties in that first half for 30 yards, already 3 for 20 here in the second half. And just the delay of games, there's no excuse, really. It's just, you got to be more aware.
Banks the lone back this time. Jones steps back, fires out to him. He's got the grab, and look at that acceleration. Here comes Banks. First down, took a hit. Looked like the ball was about to come loose. Referees are going to mark him down, but that's a huge first down catch and run there by Banks, who's now shaken up at the end of the play.
And I think earlier in the game, too, he was kind of gingerly holding his hand. And I don't know if this was just when he came down, kind of landed right on it.
And that ball definitely got jarred loose on the tackle from the backside there by a Legacy Gross. But Banks did nicely to fall on top of it. As he is holding that right wrist, Andy, you're right, he's got some tape on there too. Show that last play one more time. Just great speed, though. How about this? Just blowing by Hawkinsmith, getting to the second level. Here's Gross punching it out and then reaching to get that football back and probably landed right on top of that wrist and aggravated it.
That was a lot closer of a play than I initially thought, too, about the ball being out. I thought he just extended it, and I think that's what he did, and then the ball probably came out after he was down. Just hope he's okay.
While they tend to Banks, we'll take a quick wait. Looks like he's going to get up. So we'll just keep it here.
Yeah.
Why not? We love our sponsors, but we're here for the football,
Yeah,
Andy.
absolutely.
Well, and just the environment. Though we didn't hear any roosters roosting this week.
There were no roosters this week. That was a little disappointing. I thought for sure as soon as we opened the door when we parked it, we were going to hear it again.
Definitely a couple of moo cows, though, off in the distance as always. I mean, nightfall has set in. You can't really see them in the backdrop, but one of the great small school venues in all the state of Ohio to take in a game. We're at two of them tonight. East Knox is hosting Centerburg tonight. If you want to flip over to that one at Chet Looney Stadium, you want to talk about environment.
Yeah,
My goodness.
If you turn us down, and I don't recommend doing that, but you can hear the horn at East Knox right now.
Always. Same lady.
Same lady, right in front of us. It's great.
From the 40 now. Big first down for Warrensville Heights. And again, they look to go to the short, crispy passing game. But instead, it's going to go down as a sack. A loss here for Jones. Just had nowhere to go. The pursuit by the Cubs defense. And I think you got to credit this again to a coverage sack. I was looking downfield throughout the play, Andy, and just nobody available.
Yeah, I believe that's now at least the second, maybe third coverage sack we've seen tonight. They're just, at times, there have been receivers wide open, and then a couple times now Lucas has just really tightened it up in the secondary.
Clock rolling under 7 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Lucas looking for back-to-back wins after two tough losses to open up the season at Clear Fork and at Hillsdale. Jones has three receivers here to this near side. Again, they flank one out into the flats. He wanted to go deep, but he's just got to escape yet again. So the Lucas secondary holding up strong here in this second half.
You know, and I was expecting him to just launch it, but then I looked downfield. His receivers were covered. There was nobody open on that play.
So certainly you got to credit Daly on one side playing a lot of man-to-man. So is Culler kind of matched up on the other side. They've had free range for Logan Toms out there at that strong safety position. Deal, too. They've kind of swapped back and forth, having to pick up some guys in the slot. So the last couple of plays have just been some man-to-man for the Cubs, locking it down. 13 yards needed here for a first down. They'll pitch it out into the flat, and the receiver is Reed. Turned on the boosters. I thought he was going to be well short.
I did too, but I think he got enough.
Yeah, he found a ton of space here. Check it out one more time on the TMS Plus digital marketing replay. And you see the pursuit. Just getting there a little bit late there from William Wetzel. And it is indeed a Home and Kitchen Supply first down, Andy. Impressive speed.
Yeah, that looked like it was just kind of a let's pick up a few yards here, make this more manageable fourth down, but he got enough for it.
Kalon Reed gets 13 and a half. Jones looking back that way. Now climbs the pocket, fires end zone. Little tall, and a flag comes in late.
You know, that was one of those plays where it looked like they were going to throw the flag for pass interference. I don't know if it actually was pass interference. Let's take a look again. I don't think it was a catchable ball. I don't like it.
So Zach Dill is going to be flagged. It'll be half the distance of the goal from the 29. And the Tigers catching a little break now. They've had a few infractions go against them over about the last quarter and a half. Tigers marching band on the other side. Trying to get them pumped up here. And again, one more shout out. I mean, they put on a show for us at the break.
It's fantastic. So I get they're trying to just decide where to spot this. They're marking it off now. Ball was at the 29. They're just going to mark off the full 15, right? Get it to the 14.
So it'll be another Home and Kitchen Supply first down. As the Tigers 15 yards away from pay dirt here. Let's see if they look to get Jamarion Banks involved.
Yeah, if they want to have any shot at a comeback in this, they need a touchdown right here on this drive.
Big play coming up for Jones in the offense as they bring a man in motion. That's Reed. Fake it to him, loft it back, corner end zone, double team. The catch was there. I don't think the toe tap was for Spinks. He's already got a touchdown grab, but just kind of ran out of real estate this time.
And the Cubs were ready for it. I mean, there was help. They read the fade route. Somehow that got into the receiver's hands, but his feet didn't come down in bounds. I thought for sure it was going to be an interception.
Goes down as incomplete. Spinks just needed another couple of feet. Would have been a spectacular play.
He's got a touchdown on the night already. Hauled in that 35-yard throw in that shootout of a first quarter. That's the last time these Tigers found the end zone.
Move the pocket to the right. And this one might be intercepted.
I think it is an interception now.
Late call came in. The flag definitely is going to be for holding. Zach Dill, though, thinks that he made up for that previous flag.
Yeah, I think this is going to be Lucas Ball because he came down with the pick, and this looks to be the penalty.
Well, it was
against the
certainly
Tigers.
It was holding on the right tackle. I saw that right away. We'll go ahead and we'll spin the replay back for you as they look to move the pocket. Actually, excuse me, the left guard coming over. So Jerry Johnson with the hold, and then the interception hauled in by Zach Deal. Cubs secondary really showing out tonight. Big play after big play, a couple of coverage sacks. Pick six.
Turnovers, Brian. Turnovers. Fourth one tonight by Warrensville Heights. That just is not going to get the job done, and especially with all the penalties. It's just has been a sloppy game. And they're going to take a timeout.
Must not have had the person on the field that they liked.
Timeout, Warrensville Heights.
But when you're going against Lucas, I mean, you're going against the same formation every time.
Yeah.
Probably should be ready.
And it might just be more of a you need to take a timeout here and maybe challenge them a little bit. Not even so much about
there you go.
What you want to do schematic-wise. Just say, hey, like, who are we? Let's get a stop here. Let's play for some pride.
All right, here we go. Back into the Facebook comments. Let's see what y'all are up to again. Doug Shasky. Good game, Cubs. Defend. And their defense has been great.
Fantastic.
Kim Reed. Shout out to you, Boomer. Let's hold them, Cubs. They've done more than that. They have taken the ball away. Boomer waiting for the shout out for the Hoggers. Well, got one on the sideline coaching. Played in a state championship game. Robert Daly, good job, boys. Shout out to the Hogger family for watching. Shout out for the Hoggers. There's just a lot going on for the Hoggers out there. Thank you, Ryan, for all the comments. Keep them coming in. Hey, Sabrina, cheering on number 24. And still trying to find some love for Warrensville Heights out there. Nobody in the chat section coming through for the Tigers.
While you were scrolling through the chat, it was Logan Toms for 10 yards. Never a doubt.
So Toms moving the sticks as he adds to his ever-growing statistics on the night. The wing tee again. They'll toss the Toms. and slips through a crack somehow. We'll have a dozen more. Logan Toms, my guy, just always seems to get skinny when the moment is right. Show you another first down run here for the senior back.
And he just wants it. He wants it more than these Tigers want defensively to stop him. He's picking up big chunks here in the second half. His runs tonight in the second half, 7 yards, 2 yards, 8, 5, 10, and 12. So he has just been picking them up in chunks on the ground. Just that paltry 2-yard run on the second carry. Outside of that, everything at least 5.
Put it back in the hands of number 2 again here. Can't shake free this time. Nice tackle on the play there by Caldwell.
Yeah, just a measly, 4 yards on that carry? He's clearly losing it here late, Brian.
I thought we had something going. Pushes Lucas closer to midfield, though. As they're at the 48. Looking to slam the door here on the Tigers, already leading by 21.
And this is almost eerily similar to the Smithville game last week because it looked like we were set up for a shootout and just a very back-and-forth competitive game. But I tell you, Lucas just does not – they don't stop. They continue to just grind it out against you, and these teams just get worn out. Especially, too, I mean, this is the first time these two teams have ever played each other. So Warrensville, you know, you wonder if coming into this, they're like, we're going to play a D7 school. We should be fine. Let's go out there. If they came in with some, false sense of hope.
Sure, and then you roll into town. There's one stoplight.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, you just completely underestimate your opponent.
The high school is the middle school is the elementary school all together. But you find out in this part of the world, football means a little bit more to these guys, and certainly in senior campaigns like Logan Toms. Coming up with a big run, though, with some extracurricular activity. I think that was Buck Arnold getting involved.
Yeah.
Thought he might have drawn a flag, but he didn't.
It's getting a little chippy. There's some frustrations boiling over now.
Just a couple of words exchanged. Big part of this sport. Cubs in total control now. I think the play clock never reset for him, Andy.
It never did. I think Coach Spittler got the timeout.
Certainly felt like a full 35 wasn't put back up there, though, for him. So Cubs do take another timeout. And cue the Neil Diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cue up the YouTube stream. See what's going on out here. Carrie Hart watching from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Oh, I bet it feels great out there.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. I was just south of there a few weeks ago. Beautiful place. Oh, hey, Devin Gates, a Warrensville class of 2010. So there we go. We got a Tiger fan. How you doing, man? And of all the songs that they play at sporting events, Andy, would you say that, where does this one rank in terms of just really getting the crowd interaction and overall energy in the building?
This is a good topic for debate because it's got to be towards the top. I don't think you can rule out Seven Nation Army.
That's a good one for sure. In the States, Hang On Sloopy goes pretty bonkers. Toms gets wrapped up from behind. Limited running room as tried to catch the sideline that time.
Now you got me thinking about what was the compilation albums that used to come out in the 90s? Jock Jams, right?
That's what I call music, the Jock Jams, you're right. Probably just run a Google search on what were on those ones. We Will Rock You.
Yeah. I'm trying to get some more current ones. Mr. Brightside, oddly enough, by the Killers, has taken on a life of its own 20 years after the fact, which is great. I'm a huge Killers fan. Love seeing it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. My one trip to Nashville that I had in one night, we went to 3 consecutive bars where they were playing live music, of course, everywhere, and we heard that in the first 2 songs from 3 straight sets. So it's definitely it's made a big comeback, which is exactly what the Tigers need to do here. Down 21. They forced a 3rd down, though, as Dale got stopped for no gain. And this is a big play coming up.
Big play, yeah. This is try to force a turnover here if you're the Tigers, or at least a big loss here to make this 4th down a little bit more difficult for the Cubs, because they're probably in that territory where they're going to go for it on 4th down. And they are really, really smart with the play clock, too, right now, down to 5. Jackson was watching it.
And now Toms lowers his shoulder. He's drugged down at the 10-yard line. Cubs staying on the move with another 1st down.
Just won't be stopped, you know. They're just going to keep doing their thing, and until you stop them, they're going to keep doing this.
Logan hurtling over some piles. Cranks out some boom at the end of that run. Fast, physical runner. I mean, he truly possesses all the gifts that you want from a solid running back.
I mean, it is truly impressive, Brian, when you think about this with Lucas, and we'll wait for the end of this play before I finish my thought.
As Tom's looking to finish off the drive, he'll be forced out, though. Pushed out of bounds by Harris. 2nd goal on the way.
So as I was saying, though, to play up a couple divisions and just dominate, like, that doesn't happen.
And their schedule this year, they do actually have more D6 and 7s on their roster than usual. You look at Lucas from a couple of years ago, they traveled all over the state. They played a D2 team and beat them.
Yeah.
They played D3s and 4s. So I love the mentality out here where pretty much every boy is on the football roster, and that's why they're in control here, though Tom's running into a brick house, well, several of them. As the Tigers playing to the whistle and beyond, 5 of them throw him down.
I'm actually surprised they waited so long to blow the whistle. I mean, that play was dead. There were multiple guys on him. I mean, they still haven't blown it dead.
Yeah,
I think like right there
2,
they did.
3, 4, 5. And that's a lot of weight there. Falling on top of him, Jerry Johnson, 300-pounder. They've got 3 up front listed at more than 3 bills, Andy. So you do have to be impressed with Lucas that they've got a physical offensive line, but not like big striking.
And that's
dudes.
what I'm going back to with you playing these schools a couple divisions up from you. It doesn't matter. Like it's just incredible what they've built here at Lucas.
Tom's deep in the backfield, driving towards the end zone, and they'll issue him yet another score. Tom's back in the zone for the Cubs.
And I hate to, like, we do this all the time, Brian, where it's like, Logan Tom's MVP, Logan Tom's MVP. And
what do we do, right?
You try to be like, it can't always be him, but, like, he's got 4 touchdowns tonight. How can you not? Although I think at one of these Lucas games we need to just interview the entire offensive line. I think that's what needs to happen because none of this is possible without them.
I really like that a lot, actually. Could get some beef up here with us tonight because the Cubs certainly look like they're going to be on the victorious end here. Looking to tack on a PAT. Only 5 ticks remaining here in quarter number 3. And the referee kind of just hand-delivered a Tiger player to the sideline. But no flag came in.
It's par for the course. It's been a strange night. There have been a lot of just weird stoppages in play with penalties and timeouts being taken after the ball was snapped.
Color remains perfect on the night. Tacks on one more, 6 for 6. And we'll go ahead and keep the action here with just 5.9 seconds remaining in the third.
Lucas Cubs 42, Warrensville Heights
You can just feel it, though, Andy. I feel like this is a much more confident Lucas team than we saw in Week 1 against Clear Fork, where there was just no offense to be found or created in the second half. They've got something going a little bit against Hillsdale. They definitely doubled down against Smithville, and now back-to-back blowouts on the way here.
That Clear Fork loss to me will never make sense. I still can't figure out. I mean, we did that game, but man, how that one got away just continues to baffle me. And I remember we were talking on the Pigskin Show later that night. You asked me at this point, and it was Week 1, which team did I feel like was further along or better or something. I felt like Lucas, even though they lost, the future was brighter for them. And Clear Fork has struggled since that game, and the Cubs have found something here these last couple weeks. A little home cooking always warms the soul and gets you going.
Color sends left side, a couple of hops. That's going to go out of bounds, so the Tigers will start with it on their 35-yard line. Definitely need to pull a whole lot out of their bag of tricks here to make things interesting down the stretch. But I'm always a firm believer in just still go out and have fun. My goodness.
Oh, yeah.
It's a high school sporting event. Even if you're on the losing end, still scoring a couple of more touchdowns, it feels nice.
It sure does. And this, again, was a 14-14 game in the first quarter. And Lucas, much like they did against Smithville last week, they got down 7-0 and rattled off 41 unanswered points. And now you've got 28 unanswered points. I don't think I've ever seen so many swaps of the football as I have tonight. It feels like that is what has held up a lot of the game at times tonight.
Got the special football just for kicking now that they introduced. I mean, it's been a while back. Now the Tigers 1st and 10. Bring Donnell Jones back out to be signal caller. They had something going at the end of that second quarter with Graham. Jones definitely has a lot of wiggle to his game as he breaks free down the near sideline, and he scampers out of bounds for a Home and Kitchen Supply first down, but that will take us to the end of the third quarter as we head to money time, folks, and the Cubs in control, 42-14.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Just when we thought we were ready for money time, the unusual continues to stick around here at Bob Wine. How about an untimed down here with a penalty at the end of the third quarter, Andy? What happened?
I believe it was a cut block or something is what I was told. And so we get an untimed down here. So it is still the third quarter.
And picked off Sky High Logan Toms.
I mean,
what a night.
Give him the Heisman. I know it's a collegiate trophy, but give it to him with this performance tonight. 4 touchdowns, an interception now. I mean,
a late penalty flag did come in, but I think it was once the play was actually over.
I think it was a hold on the Tigers. So they'll decline and keep the interception. 5th turnover of the night.
And these have been manufactured turnovers. Lucas making the plays and not big mistakes by Warrensville Heights. Because as the replay is going to show again, this is just athleticism on another level. As Jones trying to go deep, and look at Toms. Sky high for the pick. Come on, man. Well, I was thinking the offensive line might be a good idea for MVP, but Logan just keeps showing off more and more. So
he's like, what's this? You want to give it to the entire offensive line? No. It's me. Talk to me again.
Maybe we'll let him bring a friend.
Maybe.
When you score 4 touchdowns and grab a pick, and what's he going to go, over 200 yards rushing?
Yeah, it's...
You got to do what you want on the MVP interview. I might just let him conduct it with himself.
Give me a second to add up his yardage here tonight, because he had 106 at halftime. Let me add to all of this here. No one else has carried the ball in the second half.
Well, looks like they've got Dill and Daly now flanking on the 2 ends. So Logan may be getting a little bit of a break, as here is Daly to the outside. A lot of space. And a huge run here from Tim Daly for a Home and Kitchen Supply. First down.
We got an injured player down.
Tiger is down back at the Lucas 35-yard line.
Tim Daly, I mean, I sang his praises last week. 4 carries, 69 yards. Hasn't really been involved tonight, but you can see the explosiveness he's got as he gets 26 yards on that carry.
Definitely a great spell back for Logan Toms to come in, help close out the game. And while they tend to the injured Tiger, we will step aside. We'll be right back. Just about the full 4th quarter. Still to go here at Bob Wine Field.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
So 11:51 still to play here in this 4th quarter. And members of the press box coming out, letting us know that they're a little fatigued, Andy, and they'd like us to kind of run the entire show here. So those are some big shoes to fill. I don't know if I can operate all the buttons he does. I mean, I can barely keep up with the scoreboard here in the replays.
It's yeah.
Can't choose all the song selections here in Lucas.
By the way, I did the math. Logan Toms is at 200 yards exactly. 4 touchdowns, an interception.
And I wonder if his night is done.
I'm thinking yes.
There's enough weapons always waiting in the wings here at Lucas that want to carry the football. Number 2, firmly planted 2 feet on the sideline, opening things up for Mr. Daly, who just had a huge run and picks up right about 3 more here.
And if Lucas is able to find the end zone here, we will have a running clock situation, which in games like this, especially, in any game you get a running clock, it's for the best. And you're starting to see the game get a little chippy. Player just getting up from an injury there. This really can't end soon enough, just for the health and safety of everyone.
Cubs offense understanding that, kind of sitting on the football as the play clock down to 3. They'll pitch it to Daly, and big pursuit in the backfield. Keywan Reed coming in to make a big stop and forcing a 3rd down and long here for the Cubs.
Yeah, it's just a nice play here. It's what you love to see if you're a Tigers fan, still playing hard even though they're down big. Getting in there, disrupting it. And this is where it becomes a big pride thing because Logan Thomas is out of the game, who has ran all over you. So are you going to let his backups run all over you? That's the challenge here if you're the Tigers.
Warrensville Heights keeping their starters out on the field. It's that patented toss inside give. Daly the 1st down as he carries with a head of steam. And this is Lucas's, almost feels like a trick play the way they run it.
They're like entering a cheat code every time when they go to call that play because it has gone for big yards every single time.
Takes it ahead for a Cub 1st down.
So they'll move the sticks as the clock melting away, approaching the 10-minute mark. Cubs on their way to 2-0 here at home. They'll plow forward down to the 24-yard pickup here on 1st down. Look like Daly again with the run.
Carry on the last play. Gain of about 4. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Cubs.
They announced Logan Toms, but I don't think he's in the game.
Yeah, Logan's definitely over on the sideline right now.
Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about the Lucas schedule, Brian. This is it in terms of playing up multiple divisions the rest of the season.
Daly with a couple-yard pickup there on 2nd down, so it'll bring up 3rd and 5. And you're right, looking ahead, next week they travel over to Scott Bailey Memorial to take on Crestview, a team that really took it to them last year.
Mm-hmm.
Cougars, though, locked up in a battle tonight with Monroeville. They're in danger of slipping to 1-3 on the season after having back-to-back undefeated regular campaigns.
How about that Monroeville team, too, though? 2-1 coming into tonight. That should be a fun game. It's an interesting schedule for Lucas, and it's the life of an independent school, but you've got 3 straight road games after this, and then 3 home games to close out the year. They're not back home until October 6th after tonight. That's just, you don't see that a lot at the high school level.
Yeah, at Crestview, then Monroeville, then they'll travel up to take on Lima Central Catholic, who's actually struggling a bit this year. Not the typical Thunderbirds that we're accustomed to seeing, that made a run at least, I believe, all the way to the regional championship game last year. Cubs Nation rises up on their feet as is a 4th down and 4 play.
We got a field goal attempt here.
They love their kicker. It's a low driver and just a bit outside.
No good.
Wide left. There was pressure. There were a couple guys in there that had a chance to block it.
7 minutes, 28 seconds to go here.
So Kohler just a little off target there with that field goal attempt.
Warrensville Heights, 14.
And that keeps it at a deficit that does not have a running clock, Brian.
And I think obviously that was part of that decision to kick the field goal to try to get it at the 30-plus margin.
Let's see what the Tigers go with here on offense because, like we said, it looked like Jeremiah Graham had something going. A couple snaps he took. Coming into tonight, he was the leading passer on this team, so interesting about the two-quarterback system they've ran here tonight.
There can always be a lot of factors. It may not even be anything on the field. Could be injury related. So Graham definitely the signal caller for the first couple of weeks. Now in come Donnell Jones. He's done some nice things at times tonight.
There is a lot of confusion. Guys are still subbing in right now. It's been a tough couple of years for this program. And haven't had a winning season since 2007. A couple years at 500. And another penalty is going to come back, bring this one back.
Penalty flags are down. Donnell Jones.
Yeah, you look at the Tigers, they were 500 back in the COVID year, but outside of that, definitely had a lot of struggles. Just one victory for him a season ago. Definitely good size, a lot of athletes out here. He's got to put it all together. And a lot of that comes with the continuity of having the same coaching staff in place year to year, like you see here. Scott Spittler, I think this is year number 14 for him.
Yeah, I think he's in his 15th season, 14th season. He's been around for a while, and you can see why he's been around for a while. I mean, the kind of program they've built here, where else would you go?
Yeah, Spittler is in year number 15 and closing in on 100 victories for him. And when he took over here, I remember I was working at the local TV station, Andy, and Lucas was getting crushed by everybody.
Right.
Now, looking for 10 straight playoff seasons, nothing short of extraordinary. Lobbing it deep. Dill lays out. He's already got one pick. Couldn't secure that one. That would have been a really tough one to squeeze. But it will be second down.
Be interesting, I assume, when we talk to Logan Toms later tonight. What does he enjoy more? Running it in as a running back or leaping up for an interception?
You don't get fireworks with the pick.
That's true.
So that's got to be a factor.
But you don't get the interceptions as often. I would think touchdowns are just boring for him at this point. He's had 7 in 2 weeks.
Likely not boring per se, but doesn't have the same type of effect as it does when you're just getting in maybe a couple times a season. As Arnold on the chase there forces Jones to curve it out of bounds. Donnell showcasing some nice speed. I think buck 2 there. Being about 200 pounds. So it'll be third down and about 10 after the scamper got back the penalty yardage. Clock stopped with 6:53 showing. Tigers going to come out with a 4-wide set. The lone back here, Jamarion Banks, seldom used tonight. And he was the dude coming into the game, had been their game breaker. Jones steps up, incomplete, falls at the foot there of Reed.
It's just the last couple throws from Jones, they just haven't been confident throws. It looks like he's kind of caught in between as to what he wants to do. And his receiver kind of just gave up on that route too, actually, a little bit. There's just It's been a frustrating night, frustrating season so far for Warrensville Heights. You wonder how much that loss to Westlake carried over into this week. They had them. A 50-yard field goal gave the Demons the lead. And then a pick in the red zone sealed it. That's a Westlake program too, Brian, right up by me. They've had a couple rough years, but they've started to figure things out. Division II school.
Fourth down, they'll fake the give, and planted is Jones. Looked like a Legacy Gross came in to make the stop. He along with Raiden Caudill. So it'll be a turnover on downs. Lucas will have it 1st and 10.
Yeah, just nowhere to go.
And it looked like that was the design play there. Elsindor Pittman, they fake it to him. Jones tries to run up in behind. Cubs were not faked out by any of the eye candy. And they'll be set up in the red zone right away. They've had beautiful field position on multiple occasions here this evening.
Yeah, they really have, and they've done a good job. One of my keys to the game tonight was to limit the big plays, something that's kind of hurt them a little bit this year.
Let's revisit those keys to the game here tonight. For Mr. Jardy, limit the big plays. It looked like early, oh man, this Tiger team, they're full of fantastic athletes. Could be a shootout. Lucas settled in.
Well, I remember thinking how important it was for Lucas to get to that 14-0 lead because it looked like Warrensville Heights was going to be able to move the ball at will tonight, and that just has not been the case, mainly because of the strong secondary of the Cubs that you highlighted. Couple interceptions, Logan Toms. You know what's sad is I'm seeing his numbers up there, 51 carries, 271 rushing yards. I had to think for a second, were those his numbers just last week or are those season numbers? Because he's got 200 yards tonight.
Yeah, he came in averaging just a shade over 90 yards per game, but he went big, 150 and 3 scores against Smithville.
He's got 200 tonight.
He needed that encore performance here at home. And here he is. Hasn't played a snap in the fourth quarter, Andy. They haven't needed him.
No, they have not. And with someone as talented as he is, there's no need for him to be out there right now. After the performance he's had, you're up big. The game is out of hand. You've locked it up. It's a win. I'm going to go ahead and pencil that one in.
And for the coaching staff and these younger players, too, for Lucas, great opportunities to get in here and get some varsity action, especially against a Division IV school.
That's how you build a program. You get these kids the experience here. They get more comfortable being out there. I mean, Tim Daly is going to be a guy in a couple years that, or even next year, that we're going to be saying his name quite a bit. Expect him to be getting a lot more carries after Tom's.
They'll toss it to him here, but then the inside give for Gross. Nowhere to run. Tigers ready for it that time. James Brothers makes his tackle here in the backfield. So Lucas has ran 2 plays, lost 3 yards. Tigers defense not quitting.
Tim Daly's just a sophomore. Hawkinsmith a junior. It's just amazing. There's always big shoes to fill, and they never seem to have an issue with that here at Lucas.
Go from the gun this time. They'll hand it off to Daly. And the sophomore takes a couple bumps, lunges forward near the 15. Bring up a 4th down, and maybe the kicking unit comes back out. Some redemption?
Maybe.
Doesn't look like it. So the Cubs offense are going to get a crack at this 4th down opportunity. Clock rolling under 5 minutes.
We'll see what they do here. They might let the play clock run all the way down and take a timeout and kick it, or they're just going to go for it.
How about a passing attempt? That'd be fun.
No, you came to the wrong game.
It's going to be Robert Grover with the fake. Big head of steam. Tripped up at the last moment. It looked like he was going to get coast and scoot in to pop off some more fireworks. He does, however, collect a big first down for the Cubs. Oh, how close that was.
He thought he had it, too, and you could see him. He's frustrated. He was right there.
Touchdown saving tackle, I think, was Jameer Davis. Just got a little piece of his foot. Timeout's going to be taken by Warrensville Heights. We'll revisit now here, Andy, our keys to the game for Warrensville Heights.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, I thought Outer Banks, and what that meant actually was I thought that they had to get somebody to step up outside of Jamarion Banks, but they haven't used him tonight.
No.
So it's been everybody getting involved with the exception of their stars. So it's been surprising with some of the limited knowledge. We haven't got an opportunity to see these guys in person. But looking at the stat lines and just reading up on the team, I really thought he was going to be the focal point that Lucas probably has been talking about. Like, we just need to shut this guy down.
Yeah, and he has not been a factor at all tonight. And my key of the game was to win up front, and that just has not happened for Warrensville Heights tonight. Logan Toms has 200 yards rushing. They're probably close to 300. I have the final numbers for you at postgame.
First and goal for Grover. Keeps it himself.
He just can't get in there, Brian.
Got spun backwards as he backed up to about the 2-yard line. Just so many Grovers. Hoggers I saw going crazy in the chat section tonight on the Facebook.
Toms.
But I think they run out of Toms after this year.
Oh, man.
I don't believe there's any more waiting back in the wings.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Second and goal now from the 1. Grover comes under center, and he'll have it inside with the handoff.
It's like a fish out of water in the middle of that right now. There's just a lot of legs kicking in the air.
Yeah, let's check this out again.
Watch this.
And how about the run, too, for Logan Paps? He got it, and it looked like he was juking guys, but he never moved his feet. He was just there in one spot.
Oh, man.
I got to run that back one more time.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I might put this in the highlight tonight.
Did it? Oh, just chopping the feet.
It's like Fred Flintstone going to bowl. He's just got the feet moving, and he's not going anywhere. And then you got whatever this is.
Yeah, it looked like when you were a kid and you just put like a bunch of worms in your hand and you're walking around and they're just kind of floating around outside of your fingertips. Cubs looking to get into the zone with Daly, and he's in there. Lucas gets one step closer to 50. And they have been in control most of the night. So with 2:33 to go, it will initiate a running clock. Show you that touchdown run one last time there from Tim Daly.
His first rushing touchdown of the season. And he has shown some glimpses of being a pretty legit back here. 69 yards rushing last week. He's close to 50 tonight.
2:33 to go. We'll take one more quick commercial timeout. We'll be back. Close things out here in regulation from Bob Wine Field.
Are you ready for the comeback?
dominant second half performance by the Lucas Cubs here at home. They led 28-14 at the break. They've had all the points here over the last quarter and 10 minutes as the clock will run after they get things reset here for the Tigers offense. And it looks like Coach Spittler and his staff electing to totally just unload their bench. So the future of Lucas football, you'll get a chance to see him on full display. And just the excitement over here on the Lucas sideline of a job well done. Anytime you get the opportunity to get the JV kids in when you're a varsity player and you just get to sit and watch, it really is a great reward. I had fond memories of that in a couple of different sports. When the younger kids get in there for their varsity action, man, it's special.
The younger guys, whether it's even the upperclassmen that don't get on the field much, you see it a lot too, like in basketball. If a guy comes in late, gets a bucket, that whole bench erupts. That's kind of what you see here tonight. Some kid's going to make a tackle or a play here, and that whole bench and the whole crowd is going to really get into it because it's important. You know, it's a big moment for those guys that don't see the field a lot, that are just vital to the team throughout the week and practice and whatnot, and getting a chance to go out there now and find their way onto the box score is always special.
Same thing for the Tigers. They've got some fresh bodies in there. Javon Johnson, sophomore, is going to be playing quarterback. Last pitching catch was the Quincy Farmer, 5'6" junior. Johnson now on second down. Has to get out of the pocket. Big backside block. And flags coming in from every direction on that one.
And, you know, that's exactly why this game needed to just end. I think it might now, because the clock is still running. Should it have stopped on a penalty flag?
I think everyone here just feels the same sentiment that you do, Andy.
It just needs to end because plays like that are just so dangerous. The game is over. It's completely unnecessary.
It was Robert Kennedy III. I mean, a big 6'4" senior out there just absolutely ear-holed William Wetzel.
They just now whistled to stop the clock. So I don't know if they're going to add time back.
Warrensville Heights will just have to run one more play. As the clock now winds. Johnson steps back, throws it over the middle. Receiver wasn't quite ready for it. And that should do it from Bob Winefield. The Lucas Cubs get a lot of bonus points here tonight in terms of the playoff chase as they knock off a Division IV opponent 49-14. The Cubs look dominant in this second half as well as they've won 2 in a row right here at home. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our Carothers Pest Control post-game show that will include stats analysis. We'll get you ready for next week. And, of course, our MVP interview presented by Lacey Construction. It's got to be Mr. Logan Toms again. Stick around. You'll see that and more coming up.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Man, I wish I was out there.
Let's unretire.
Why not?
Randy Moss.
Dan Marino? You alright? Hey, Grandpa! Grandpa?
I still got it. 22. 22.
To win a game, number 13.
Let's see.
Hey. I need that senior discount.
That's the case. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. Got to give a huge shout out to all of our generous sponsors for bringing you live and free coverage tonight from Bob Wine Field, the only place on the entire planet that you could watch this game right here on the OH Report. Thanks to Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. North Central State College, providing individuals with the knowledge, skills, and inspiration to succeed in their chosen paths. Frito Lay, driven and inspired by one purpose, food that matters for life's moments. TMS Digital Marketing. All of your local businesses in the area could use TMS Plus digital marketing. They get your name and your logo out where it needs to be. Carothers Pest Control, got a pest, call the best, 419-314-3214. Lacey Construction, experience you can trust, done right and on time. And also Ohio Valley Manufacturing, heavy gauge stamping and precision blanking services. They are always hiring for some premium paying jobs.
We return now with our most valuable player interview. We got Logan Toms back with us again, a second straight week here at Bob Wine Field. 2 home games, 2 huge performances, bro. Does it feel like you're just starting to heat up and kind of coming into your own here in this season?
Yeah, definitely. Last week was definitely a confidence booster, coming out with a win at home for sure. You know, there's no better feeling than winning at home, and we just had the same mindset as last week, just go 1-0, and, you know, we focused at practice, and we had a good week of practice, and it wasn't perfect tonight, but, yeah, it feels like we're starting to get things rolling a little bit.
And for you personally, I mean, you run hard, you got speed. Describe your running style to me in your own words.
Really, I just try to get north as fast as possible. I mean, when I, catch the ball, obviously I try to read if there's a cutback and all that, but just blessed to run behind a good line, and, as the holes were opening up tonight, and credit to them. So I just try to get north as fast as possible.
And for you guys here tonight, the secondary was unbelievable. Multiple aerial interceptions. You had an awesome one that we showed multiple times. Is that a part of the team that you feel like it's starting to get some continuity and come together?
Yeah, we have 3 seniors in our secondary, so coming into this year, we knew that we had to be leaders and we had to step up at games like this. They had a great passing attack. We knew coming into the game. They had great receivers, good quarterback. So, we kind of, well, it was really my fault, but we kind of gave up a big one at the beginning. But it was just important to make adjustments at halftime and come out and communicate and do the little things right.
My partner here was wondering, I mean, you score touchdowns kind of all the time. Is that more fun, or do you like the interception and the takeaway? What's better?
Personally, I like defense better, so I'd probably go with, it just depends, what affects the game more, to be honest. But
well, you had an effect all over the field, so congratulations on being our MVP. Go ahead and give some shout-outs real quick.
Shout out to the coaches, especially Coach Barrett. Every Monday he takes time out of his day to go over film with us and feeds us, but just all the coaches, because they volunteer their time and effort to, let us be successful.
Well, to be successful tonight, you had to run behind a big offensive line, and you were so good that we thought that you should bring in a friend. So we'll let you conduct the second half of this interview. Go ahead, introduce who you got with you.
All right, I got Braden Spittler here, senior, center, and defensive end. So let's see here. How does it feel to be the leader of the O-line and D-line this year?
Hats off to our other guys. They lead too. We got a bunch of seniors, a bunch of guys returning back. We have a great continuity of all those guys together. And, from day one, it was all about blocking to the whistle. And, having Logan Toms and Zach Deal and Tim Daly, all those workhorses in the backfield, when they break off those big runs, it just hypes us up more and makes us want to block even more for them.
I see that, you like to hype up the crowd there, when we get things going. How does it feel to bring the energy?
Oh, it's awesome, dude. That's the biggest thing. We have the greatest crowd in Richland County, Lucas Cubs. Everybody comes out and supports, and it's awesome. Just the atmosphere at Bob Wine Field is crazy.
Let's see here. It's better, a nice pancake or a sack?
I'm a big boy on the O-line. My dad's the offensive line coach, so I love the pancakes. That's the biggest thing for me.
What's with the stash? Is it good look?
Yep, I like it. I've been growing it out. It doesn't look like it that much, but we'll try to keep it going.
That's all I can think of.
Hey, I think the mustache, typically you have special powers that come with that. So keep it growing and keep the wins coming, boys.
Thank you.
Congratulations, our MVP, Logan Toms, along with Braden Spittler.
Thank you, guys.
Are you ready for the comeback?
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Man, I wish I was out there.
Let's unretire.
Why not?
Ready, Moss.
Dan Marino? You alright?
Hey, Grandpa!
Grandpa?
I still got it.
22.
Number 2.
Delay a game, number 13.
Let's see. Hey. I need that senior discount.
That's the case. Mr. Reno, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good right here, bro.
Back here at Bob Wine Field to wrap things up with our Carothers Pest Control post game. If you got a pest, call the best at 419-314. What's the rest? Let me get it all for you. I'm sorry, I thought I had it memorized. 32-14. There's Logan Toms getting interviewed by some local media, and when you have awesome performances like him, you're definitely going to get a lot of attention. But I think collectively, Andy, that this team, they've taken multiple steps at every level since we saw them back in week 1. 3 of the 4 weeks, we've got an opportunity to watch this team kind of grow until their own, and they're pretty good now.
They are very good now, and the schedule, I don't know if eases up is the right word for it, but they're going to start playing some schools that are more their size, and after this gauntlet of a start to the schedule, that's only going to help them down the stretch here. This is a Lucas Cubs team you just do not want to run into because of how physical they are, and it's 2 weeks in a row they didn't even attempt a pass.
Yeah.
And both games resulted in running clocks. Like, it's just incredible against teams divisions up above them.
Take a look at the final stats of the evening, brought to you by Carothers Pest Control. And like you mentioned, Andy, 300 rush yards. They didn't have to put it up in the sky even one time again tonight. But the defense, to me, their ability to cover on the back end against some pretty solid athletes out here was really, to me, one of the most important parts of the game for Lucas getting that running clock.
Yeah, it just was a dominating effort. And for Warrensville Heights, you saw it right before we put up the full screen. They are still meeting as a team right now on the field. And that's what you want to see, though, as they continue to try to grow this program, because it's been a struggle for them. They're 0-4 now this year. They won just one game last year. And one of the big things, penalties tonight were huge. 10 penalties for 75 yards.
Sure.
They turned the ball over 5 times. That's not a winning formula. And for them to stay out here, they're not just, let's get on the bus, go home. No, they're trying to figure things out, and that's what you want to see.
They'll at least have an opportunity next week going up against Elliott, who I believe might be 0-4 now. I heard that Crestview dropped tonight, so they're going to be 1-3, and that is a ginormous game for both of these programs. The Cougars, of course, the 3-time defending Firelands Conference champions, losing at home tonight against their first Firelands Conference opponent. And for the Cubs, they get back-to-back Firelands Conference teams at Crestview, at Monroeville. So it's an interesting road for them, but teams more reasonably sized, D6 back-to-back.
Yeah, it's looking good right now if you're the Lucas Cubs. These last 2 games have been incredibly impressive after 2 tough losses to start the year. They've gotten back to 500. They're not going to be home now until October.
Yeah,
but
nuts.
They've got a good chance here. Playoff rankings come out after this week, right? Week 4?
They do.
Yeah, so it's already time to start looking at those, and you go from there. But this is a Lucas team. Watch out.
49-14, the Cubs, a huge winner tonight as they show out at home for a second straight week. Got to thank our incredible staff here for bringing you the coverage. Jeremy Peoples, our camera operator, Andy Jardy, my color commentator. And on our scoreboard graphic tonight, we had Ohio Valley Manufacturing, as we do always for Lucas. Lacey Construction, the sponsor for our MVP, Carothers Pest Control. In our pre-half post, TMS Digital Plus out there as well for our instant replays. And big thank yous to Frito Lay, North Central State College, and Mechanics Bank for sponsoring our commercials tonight. For Jeremy and Andy, I am Brian Skowronski, thanking you all for tuning in, and make sure that you catch us on the Friday Night Pigskin coming up at 11:30 tonight, and then we've got a couple of live streams for you tomorrow as well, including the Stars and Stripes cross country event that takes place at nighttime, 5-hour event. Tune in for that. But for now, from Bob Wine Field, we are out of here. Take care, folks.